Did you realize that a single miscommunication might be subtly ruining all of your chances with a lady, transforming you from a possible love interest into her emotional trash can in an instant? Pay attention, because what I'm about to tell you may change your entire understanding of why she confides in you. It's not always the praise you expect when a woman confides in you about her issues. The majority of men make this mistake, and it quickly damages their attraction, respect, and worth in her eyes sooner than you can say, friend zone. You figure it's because she believes in you, thinks you're unique, and may even be attracted to you emotionally. Yes, occasionally, but generally? Absolutely not. Allow me to confront you with the harsh reality. Her outbursts are frequently an unseen trap rather than flattering. She may see you as a free therapist, a reliable friend, or her private journal, but not the man who piques her interest, even though you're happy to be her shoulder to weep on. You see that huge gap? This is the unsettling truth. You've already lost the game if you're just her emotional wall, her solution box, or her tear soaker. Why? Men who merely listen and offer consolation don't appeal to women. Men who exude presence, strength, and direction captivate them. However, the majority of men take the exact opposite approach, analyzing every aspect and acting as her emotional counselor while thinking, I'm scoring big points here. Breaking. You're making things worse rather than better. Please understand that I'm not advocating for you to be aloof, unkind, or contemptuous. I'm stating something more profound. She's actually testing your response when she vents about her problems. The secret is that, in addition to venting, she frequently assesses your character. Do you become her unwavering best friend and disintegrate with her? Or are you able to listen, be sympathetic, and remain grounded, unfazed, and living your own life? The dispute is as follows. Most men think that the best method to win her heart is to be the most considerate guy who always listens and gives advice. Nevertheless, that is a one-way pass to the friend zone. For certainly, the man who becomes her therapist turns out to be valuable, but not in the way she would expect from a romantic partner, but rather as a trustworthy, secure friend. Think of it as a challenge rather than a reward when a woman confides in you about her issues. She's observing your response. When you become her bearded girlfriend, she wants to know if you're a man who can handle pressure, or if you're just another guy. I'll explain exactly what it means when she talks about her problems in this video, and most importantly, how to react in a way that maintains your masculine value while fostering attraction and respect. We will discuss 5 transformative insights. First of all, it's a test, not trust. The friend shoulder kills attraction, which is the second. 3. She wants strength, not solutions. The fourth is the danger of acting as a therapist. 5. Act like a man, not a friend. If you're prepared to change the narrative and avoid these pitfalls, type yes in the comments section. Let's change the way women perceive you, beginning right now. 1. It's a test, not trust. Hold on tight because everything you've been taught is completely turned upside down by this first realization. When a woman confides in you about her problems, most men think, whoa, she trusts me. She sees me as special. However, that is incredibly naive. The unvarnished truth? The majority of the time, it's her taking advantage of you rather than true trust. Indeed, that is the dynamic at work, even though it sounds harsh. Whether they realize it or not, women are constantly assessing males. They want to know if you're cool under pressure, emotionally stable, and self-controlled. How is it tested? By throwing their problems at you and seeing you writhe, or take a firm stance. I've worked with coaching sessions with a 32-year-old software engineer named Alex. At first, there were sparks when he met Sarah at a coffee shop. She then began to talk about her terrible boss, family issues, and other things. Alex jumped right in, spending hours on calls, evaluating and offering advice. He believed he was connecting. However, Sarah stopped going on dates with him after a few weeks, claiming that he was such a great friend. The classic test was unsuccessful. Psychology Today studies support this. Women assess a man's emotional fortitude. 68% of them say they become disinterested if he becomes overly involved in their drama too soon. Your feelings are like quicksand. Once they set in, you're stuck. Why was the test conducted? She wants to know your attitude, your composure, and your grit, not your fix-it talents. Most men fail at it by being excessively emotional, rushing to find a solution, or becoming her personal shrink. They are announcing, I have no life of my own but plenty of time for yours without realizing it. Her issues are like a hurricane. If you get carried away, you're just trash. This is a clear parallel. She respects that indestructible core, though, provided you stand firmly like an oak tree with deep roots. Consider Harvard's interpersonal dynamics research. 75% of the time, relationship success is predicted by emotional stability. The next time Alex is with Mia, he will listen for a short while, say, "That sounds frustrating," and then move on to more lighthearted conversation. Alex learned this lesson the hard way. Attraction suddenly increased. Instead of seeing desperation, she saw strength. Tomorrow's action plan. Take a break the next time she lets it out. Am I chasing approval or am I reacting from my center? After no more than 2 to 3 minutes of listening, acknowledge with, I understand why that's difficult. And then reroute with, let's get coffee and discuss something enjoyable instead. Try this once and see the genuine respect light up her eyes. If you failed this before and are determined to change, type test passed. Second, the attraction shoulder kills it. I won't mince words. You're burying your beauty alive if you end up being the shoulder she always sobs on. You become her reliable sidekick and no longer romantic material the moment she chooses you as her emotional safe haven over a valuable man. And getting out of that pit? Almost impossible. If I'm always there proving I care, she'll realize I'm the one, men tell themselves. That's a fatal fantasy, brother. The more you take on her responsibilities, the more you become friend territory. Practically speaking, women value it, but romantically, no spark. The 29-year-old fitness expert Jake fell deeply in love with Emily. She told him everything, including the stress of her job and her breakup. In an attempt to foster connection, Jake comforted her and listened to her for hours. He was introduced to her new lover by Emily months later, who described him as my rock of a friend. Gut punch. 82% of women believe that highly available males eliminate sexual tension and are platonic, according to a study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology. It's similar to using your charisma as invisible but helpful wallpaper. Why? Mystery, strength, and presence, rather than unending availability or emotional support, are what attract people. That is taken away by the friend shoulder, which leaves you dependable, incredibly unselfish, and constantly at her mercy. She may be grateful, but she will never want you. Similar to a comfortable old couch, you're dependable for venting but don't provide the excitement she wants. In contrast to the guy who receives it, she texts about an ex while crying late at night. He responds coolly rather than hurriedly. That sounds rough. Get some rest. Tomorrow, we'll catch up. No round-the-clock therapy. Outcome? Intrigue is sparked when she sees you're not hooked. In Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, relationship guru John Gray points out that limits are what drive desire. Without them, you're just a friend. Tomorrow's action plan. Give each vent session a time limit of 10 minutes. Before turning around, acknowledge, I hear you, but let's focus on your wins today. If she insists, respond with something like, I'm here, but I've got my own stuff cooking. Feel the change in her energy after you enforce this limit once. If this resonates with you, leave shoulder no more in the comments. 3. She needs strength, not answers. Let me emphasize this. She is not pleading with you to make her life better when she confides in you about her issues. That is the trap that most men fall into. When we hear a problem, our brains go into repair mode because we are hardwired to address problems. However, that impulse backfires badly when it comes to women. She wants to experience your stability, security, and serenity, not your rational blueprint. Simply put, emotional fortitude rather than detailed directions. Consider 35-year-old marketing executive Tom, who is obsessed with Lisa. Tom interrupted her tirade about betrayed friends by saying, do this, talk to her, change that. With good intentions, Lisa withdrew, feeling ignored. According to a communication study from the Mayo Clinic, women prefer empathy over guidance in 70% of emotional exchanges. Fixes cause a rift. When she wants a hug, it's like offering a hammer. Wrong tool, wrong moment. The blind spot? Your enthusiasm throughout her pandemonium, not your tips, is how she's determining your value. You appear nervous and pressure-averse if you are rushing to get the answer. She likes that rock-like atmosphere, though, so keep your composure and listen without losing it. Controlled but not frigid. Analogy. Her feelings are like a wildfire. You should control them with a cool demeanor rather than stoking them. According to study from the National Institute on Relationships, partners who value stability report feeling 65% more attracted to one another. With Rachel as his next target, Tom changed strategies, listened, murmured, "That must suck," and remained calm. Attracted to his unflappable core, she opened up even more. Irony? She frequently finds the solution on her own when you skip fixes. Tomorrow's action plan. Refrain from offering solutions. Say the same as she does. Yeah, that's frustrating. After 5 minutes of holding space, change gears. See her ease into your strength as you give it a try. If you're giving up the fixer job, leave a comment that reads, "Strength first." The trap of playing therapist is the fourth point. Changing into her therapist is one of the most deadly mistakes men can make, brother. You're giving her advice, analyzing her life, and listening to her non-stop with good intentions. However, the reward? Nothing. You enter the emotional counselor zone, also known as the eternal friend zone, the more you play shrink. Acting as though you're her journal, psychotherapist, or rescuer betrays a lack of self-motivation and neediness. Here comes Mike, a 28-year-old accountant who has a thing for Vanessa. Hours each week, he examined every problem she had, including family conflicts and career setbacks. Hoped it would impress her. She thanked him sincerely instead, and then dated a man who was too busy to attend therapy sessions. Statistics for Psychology Today. Because it conveys a lack of self-worth, 74% of males in therapist roles wind up friend-zoning. Similar to a free vending machine, you are useful but underappreciated. What caused the trap? Making sacrifices to get acceptance backfires. A purposeful man doesn't spend all of his time analyzing her troubles. In 12 Rules for Life, Jordan Peterson cautions that respect is defined by boundaries. Without them, you are disposable. After a brief moment of empathy, Mike set boundaries with Sophia, the next lady he met, and said, "I've got goals too." Attraction sparked. Tomorrow's action plan. Spot therapist mode? Redirect. I'm listening, but let's keep it light. Put your life, including your hobbies and gym, ahead of her sessions. Put it into practice once, then take back control. Enter no therapist if you have experienced it. 5. Act like a man, not a companion. Now grasp this. Your response demonstrates the distance between a friend and a man. You're just another friend to her, not a guy, if you're her confidant, emotional support system, and constant listener. Women have girlfriends for that. They don't want a bearded best buddy. Their desire for stability, direction, and composure under duress is what draws them in. The problem? The majority of men react like friends, who are anxious to show that they are considerate and attentive. They weaken their male essence in the process. Not ignoring her, answering with presence, composure, and boundaries. A man listens and supports her without taking on the burden. He does not become enmeshed in her whirlpool. Remember, a 33-year-old teacher named David is after Olivia. Seeking approval, he comforted her during her constant crises. He was referred to as her best friend ever. Aw. According to relationship-adapted evolutionary psychology from Blue Zone study, women prefer steady leaders 80% more. In analogy, men navigate storms, while friends absorb them. Manly response: calm, bounded. I get it. That's heavy. After then, carry on with your day. She respects you because she senses your independence. Tomorrow's action plan. Am I buddy reacting or man leading is a self-check. Show guidance and limit validation by asking, "Heard you. Now, what's your next move?" Put it to use and see the attraction increase. To commit, provide a man mode comment. Although it may hurt, you are her bearded girlfriend, not her boyfriend, if she only contacts you to cause difficulties. Yes, I did say that. You will fall into the trap unless you accept it. Strength, composure, and direction are what create attraction rather than engrossing tragedies. Not accessibility, self-esteem. Consider this. How many times have you invested time and effort into listening just to feel taken advantage of? The wake-up call is that. Your job is to lead as a man, not to be a therapist. Don't let her disorder get the better of you. provide boundaries and direction. It's your turn now. Leave a comment if you have experienced this. Feeling stuck as a friend, therapist, or lifelong counselor? Tell me your story and I'll read them all. A fraternity of enlightened men who value themselves and avoid invisible traps is created by this channel. Others benefit from your experience as well. Keep in mind that you were only ever her bearded friend and never her man if she is just venting to you. Today, break free. Do you want attraction or respect? Choose between a man or a therapist. If this opened your eyes, hit like. Subscribe for more unvarnished insights on growing as a man. Leave a comment with your key takeaway and forward this to a brother who might benefit from it. Together, let's cultivate that indestructible mentality.